We've also, just recently we had a lady come in from St. Louis that had an ear problem 15 years ago. And she had x-rays taken at that time, and fortunately enough, she had these x-rays with her that she had taken every 3-4 years. She never got any relief from this ear deafness. She was real deaf. And when she came up there, we noticed the disc of the fifth cervical had gone under degeneration, little by little, over the 15 years. In 1952, you could just see that the subluxation was present. In about 1954 or 55, it had undergone still more degeneration. But the hearing kept getting worse. And after 3 adjustments on that fifth cervical, her hearing was restored back to normal. We got well that fast from the fifth cervical. Well, she was normal then for about 6 months. And she misstepped off of a step. We sent her back to the local chiropractor. And she misstepped off the step. We sent the listings back with her if anything happened to adjust that fifth cervical as a PL inferior. Yeah, well, he attempted to do that, but instead of getting that pressure released, he attempted to adjust other vertebrae. So after the third adjustment, she lost her hearing. So when she came back to us, I again adjusted that fifth cervical, but without any results. So we had to take some more x-rays again. We x-rayed it and we adjusted exactly the way I did before, but did not get any results. So we took some more x-rays. So again then we found out that the axis had been adjusted from left to right, and we had to correct the axis. We had to then we had to set axis onto a third, and then I had to set the atlas back onto axis, and then we got the reduction there. Then I had to come back and adjust the fifth cervical, and then we got the hearing restored. So you see how particular it is. Lots of times we'll go and have these disturbed from the time we send them, from the time they leave our clinic and back to the other chiropractor, and he'll disturb other vertebrae and produce subluxations, so then we'll have to correct the old subluxation as well as the new ones. So see how the time we have in trying to educate the chiropractor to leave it alone after it's once corrected. Now, if he'd adjusted only fifth cervical and left the atlas and the axis alone, he could have got that patient well just like we did. But that's one thing we must learn to do, is to find that subluxation and stay with it, and don't touch the ones that are normal. They don't need to be touched. They should not be disturbed. Every time you disturb a normal vertebra, you're getting into trouble. You're aggravating that patient. That patient's going to get symptoms. They get sore and feel bad. When you get a patient, you find that subluxation, correct the subluxation and say, oh, gee, that feels good. They don't have any discomfort retracing. They don't have anything that feels bad, only feel good. And whenever you have a patient that says, I didn't feel good, that adjustment didn't make me feel good, then you can make up your mind that you did not correct that subluxation. And here's another thing, that whenever of course you tell us retracing, but that's just an alibi for a maladjustment. There's no such a thing as retracing. Whenever your patient feels very bad, feels all bruised up, you've disturbed normal vertebra. You have produced a subluxation instead of corrected one. Face it. We've got to be big enough to face those things. And as far as an over-adjustment, no. You cannot over-adjust a subluxation. Your vertebrae's out of place, and you correct that, and you can adjust that several times before you can adjust it over onto the other side, even the atlas. But whenever you have a patient that you're given an adjustment, and it felt good from that first adjustment, that stimulation made that patient feel good, but you didn't correct anything. Then the next time you come in, you still had a little reading. You said, I better fix that. It's got a reading. Well, the patient comes back, and I didn't feel so good. And he says, doggone it, now that should have made him better. I better give it another one. And about the third time, that patient comes back sick. Then you say, well, I over-adjusted that patient. No, you did not. You did not over-adjust that patient. What you did do, you disturbed the normal health of vertebra and produced a subluxation. That's what we do. Face it. It takes 3 adjustments to produce a subluxation. I've tried it purposely many times, and I can do it. But when they get sick, you bet, I've done it purposely. And when they get sick, I'll just turn around and correct it, and they get well right away. So whenever you run into those, which we all do, we wonder why, but we do it. I went through it in the past my past years. I started out in the horse and buggy days in 1923, Model T Fords. I started out in 3-room office up over a bank. The second year I got 3 more rooms, and the next year I got 3 more, and then after, I guess about 10 years, I had the whole upper floor. We had them waiting in the stairways, in the hallways. And then, following a few years, I had to build another building then. So we built a clinic then to house these people. Because if you got something for the public, they're going to find you so they get what you've got. But anyhow, in 1939, we built our clinic downtown. We had a seating capacity for 50 patients. We run through 300 patients a day, done that for 17 years. And then in 1960, I could see that we're still getting short of room. So we planned on getting another one with more room. So then we started planning for this new clinic that we have, which seats 108 patients. We seat 108 patients, and those seats are taken all day long. 108 people waiting there most of the time. We have 7 chiropractors on duty there taking care of these patients. We're putting in, about 20 hours a day right now. 6.5 days a week and every night. If we had the personnel, we could keep open every night, all day, 24 hours a day. People are there waiting. And when it comes 3 o'clock in the morning, we have to chase some of them home, tell them we have to have some sleep. That's no kidding. There's a lot of them here can verify that. We have taken care of a lot of the doctors that have been up there for the seminar. Lots of them have received their adjustments 3 o'clock in the morning, and by myself at that. Many times I'll be there till 4, and several times I was there till 5. I met the milkman going home from our clinic's work. He was delivering milk when I was going home. So if you've got anything to offer the public's going to come and get it. And we as chiropractors get the greatest health science in the world. All we have to do is to upgrade it. We can do it. Get to these lyceums, get to the seminars that get something to offer, that can be duplicated. There's no need to go to some of these that can't be duplicated, but I mean get to a scientific seminar where you know you can apply it just as well as your next chiropractor. This can be done. This work that we've developed can be taught to every one of you fellows. You can all come up with it, and when you do understand it, it's such a big satisfaction that you just don't get tired of doing the work. I've done this now for 44 years, and it's more interesting to me today than it was even 44 years ago.